fun part. I'm going to get all the grain out of this Mash Tun. At the same time, I got to keep an eye on my stove. So, I find that just using like a Tupperware, square Tupperware, I find that once we know this is coming up to a boil, just take some water and spray it down a little bit and just kind of controls it. And of course, always be ready to reach for the burner like I just did. So I use the kind of the same technique as I do with my fermenters. Just tilt these on their side and then spray out the mess. Working is tremendous. And we're almost ready to add our first hop addition. When you store this, make sure you store it with the lid off, otherwise you're going to have a huge smell just because of lingering grains in there. You know, one thing, when I'm bringing the brew kettle to a boil, I like to set this so that there's an alarm on it. Let me show you how I do that. So I just hold down the set button and I toggle to 4 times. And it says AH right here. So I have it set to 199 degrees, which is going to give me an audible sound, like a beeping sound, which is helpful because it reminds me I need to take the lid off and watch the boil. And then to set it, just hold it down. So, and as I said, I have a a probe here. It goes down pretty far. You can get those on Amazon. You know, because I am so close to the top of the kettle here, I'm just taking off some of this bone. Probably a good idea. Just wanted to leave it on that. Almost coming up to the boil. Hops in 1 ounce. So cleaning out my plate chiller, run it through a couple of steps. So first of all I rinse it out. Just backflow it both ways. And then I reverse it to the other one. And then that prepares it for, I'm going to run some hot wort through it as well for about 5 to 10 minutes. So that sanitizes it pretty thoroughly. I also wash it after brew day and also run some PBW through it. So got about 10 minutes left. So this is the last edition of that. So nearly done here. I'm going to take a gravity reading and then should be good to go. As I mentioned, I'm going to use this for a whirlpool. I'm cooling it down to about 170 degrees. And right now it's 186, so we're almost there. Like I said, I have a gallon of water in each of these fermenters here, which will bring my volume up a little bit, and then I have a total of about 10 gallons of beer here. So I did add some wort back into these two brew kettles just to bring up the volume a little bit because I had some leftover wort. Did that about a half hour into the boil. So, and that's about it. Quick update on the gravity. I got a 1040 on one kettle, the small kettle, and a 1070 in the other. So I'll update you in the end what that original gravity is going to end up being once I mix the two liquids together. I'm going to do a half and half into each fermenter. Half and half into each fermenter. Okay. It's been a long brew day, for sure. So when I'm doing the whirlpool, I'll throw the hops in, I'll stir it with this, let it go for 20 minutes, and then I'll let that cool down, and then finally I will transfer that wort into the kettle as I'm cooling it down. I'll just pour it in there manually, and that should be the end of brew day. Let's see, it's almost 8 o'clock in the evening, and I started at 2, so it's a 6-hour day. All right, have a great one. Bye.